John Java. I thought it'd be fun to have a cooking segment in this show. Anyway, the thing is I got a lot of fig trees. I don't necessarily like figs, but these trees were already here. They're giant trees. I'm trying to cut them at least halfway down because they're very tall. And currently, it literally rains fig juice when you're this time of the year because there's so many figs. The birds get at them. They drip. They make a mess all over the place. So and they're so tall. I can't really pick these things. So that's the thing. Another reason I got to cut them down. But I use the wood for firewood, so that's pretty good. But these figs are crazy. And the figs, they grow all over the yard, and I have to keep digging up these small trees. They grow like figs. So I thought, what am I going to do with all these figs? And then I did a little looking on the internet. I said, I want some fig jam. I figured maybe I could make some pancakes instead of putting syrup on, which actually I found some real maple syrup, but put on some fig jam. Huh? Yeah. Anyway, so let's take a look, see how I do it. First thing we're going to need is about a kilo of figs, which shouldn't be a problem. Let's take a look. So here it is. This should be about a kilo of figs. A lot of them are quite ripe. These black ones, holy moly. This one's actually too ripe now, but they just drip. So it's possible to pick them more of this color. Like I said, the trees are so tall, it's very difficult. So I'm going to weigh out these figs. I got a scale. It could be approximate, but I'm going to get about a kilo. And I'm going to cut them up and put them in this glass bowl. So there we go. I got a little bit over, less than a kilo, but a little over 2 pounds. I got a lot of figs, so I try to use as many as I can. Now we're going to take them over here and chop them up on the chopping block. So basically, you're just going to take the fig, cut off the stem, and I would just quarter them a little bit. So we'll do that to 2 pounds, and we'll be right back. So this is what inside of a fig looks like, and this is what about 2 pounds of cut figs look like. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take those 2 pounds of figs, and I'm going to throw them into this medium pot. It's going to be about a low to medium heat. My stove seems to get pretty hot, but I'll set it on low and go from there. So I'll just stir it around a little bit. Wait for the magic. Some of these were quite ripe, so it might be a kind of a hard jam. Alcohol content, maybe. That's how ripe most of these were. So I'm using them today. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw in a half a cup of sugar, which is quite low compared to most recipes. But I don't really like a lot of sugar. I don't like it that sweet. Should be sweet enough. And we'll mix it up a little bit. Let that sit a little bit. So what I'm going to do is going to chop up some crab apples. If you look at recipes online, YouTube, everybody uses lemon juice. Well, that's because they all cut and paste the same recipe and just make a video about it. And also, I don't have any lemons. But what I do have is a lot of free, I got about 3 or 4 crabapple trees. And crabapple will basically do the same thing lemon does. So, like most people use a lemon, I'm not most people. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently. This might be better because actually these crab apples have a lot of pectin. And pectin is what makes jams thick. And it's also very sour, so it's got a lot of acid in it. And that's what they use lemon for, because it has the acid. So, don't just follow what everyone says on YouTube, because they're all fake, they just copy. So we're going to take this, throw it in the pot. Alright, let's mix that up a little bit. Oh, you can't believe the smell. Not much of a smell. That's why you won't believe it. Let that sit a little bit. All right, I'm just going to stir this a little bit. Keep it moving so nothing gets burned. You want the sugar to burn, and you have caramel. Well, just going to make sure the added sugar is melted in here, blended in. These figs are already pretty soft to start with, but I'll let them soften up a little bit more. And we'll have one more ingredient to put in. All right, everything's pretty well blended. It's softening up quite a bit. It looks like a tomato sauce. It's so red. So what we're going to do is put in the final ingredient, which will be half a cup of water. And just stir that around, mix it up a little bit, clean off the sides. And what I'm going to do, I just kept this on one temperature the whole time because my stovetop seems to run a little hot. And this is a pretty thick stainless steel container or pot, so it really holds the heat. So I'm just going to leave it at this temperature and let it thicken up, probably about 20-30 minutes, probably closer to 30 minutes. And we should be finished by then. So we'll take a look when it's in about 30 minutes or so. All right, it's been about 30 minutes, give or take. But my stovetop's getting a little hot because this pot has a real thick bottom. Once it heats up, anyway, you can kind of see it looks like a tomato sauce, a pretty good tomato sauce. Here it is. It's pretty thick already, so I stopped it. It's going to thicken up more once it cools down. So it might be too thick now. I don't know if it's because I cooked it a little too long, even though I stopped it quicker. Or maybe the crab apples thickened it up a little bit. I didn't put that many crab apples in, probably about maybe about 6 small ones. They kind of disappeared in here already. You can kind of see it here a little bit. A little piece of crab apple. But I'm going to let this cool down a little bit. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this container, glass container. So we'll do that in a minute.
All right, let's see if I can pour this in without making too much of a mess. Holy moly. I don't have the proper funnel, but maybe this will work. So good so far. And ain't gonna work. All right. How can I do that? All right, come up with another idea. We'll try to pour it in this measuring cup and then pour it in. Well, not the best idea, but it's all I got. You can see it's pretty thick already. Let's try this again. It's a little hot, but that's not too bad. What do you want? That's already about 2 cups. Didn't waste so much yet. Pot is a little hot though. Tell you that much. Yeah. A little slow, but it's working. That's 3 cups. I really gotta get a wife. Someone who can do this. Yeah, it ain't money. Probably got one more to go. That's not too bad. I thought